Hi Gemini, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your February 2021 love reading. Thank you to those who have liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. If you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description of the video for more details there. As far as what we have in front of us, it's what I call the bridge and the gap spread, and the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. These are the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the bridging gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, and on the right side we have the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Also keep in mind this is a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like it's the other way around, then definitely trust that. Alright, so we'll fall out of the way. Past energy on your side, we have the Nine of Cups. So this is actually Pisces energy, which for you guys is your 10th house. So for some of you, this could just be saying that you might have had a heavy focus on your career. So you might not have had much energy to give to the connection. But more importantly than that, what I really see with this here is if we think about the layout of this particular card, we see the 1 cup down toward the bottom, and then there's 8 cups over there. So if we think about the 8 of cups, represents walking away to find something more fulfilling. And then if we think about the 10 of cups, we see the cups are arranged in that same way. So to me, it could just be saying that in the past, you guys might have really just, maybe taken some time away to figure out what really made you happy. Now, for some of you, like I said, it could have been you just had a heavy focus on career, but I just feel like it's more of a general thing, where you might have stepped away from the connection and tried to figure out, all right, what really makes you happy? Or this could just be saying at the time you met this person, you might have recently left another connection and we're on that search to find out what would make you happy. Past energy on their side, we have the 2 of Pentacles, which is Capricorn energy, and the 8 of Wands, which is Sagittarius energy. So really with this 2 of Pentacles energy in this deck, it always looks like this person's hesitant to actually touch her, right? So I feel like there could have been some hesitation on their part, maybe a little bit of shyness, but it looks like eventually they did actually come out of that and open up to you guys. And, it might have been a pretty drastic change too. And this could just be a timeline too, where it could just be saying that for some of you, maybe, early in Capricorn season might have been when they actually finally did reach out to you. Or for others of you, could just be saying early in Sagittarius season was when they actually reached out to you. But yeah, looks like there was probably some shyness on their part. Looks like they eventually moved out of that and actually started to communicate with you quite a bit. All right, in the present position on your side, we have a few cards that came up. We have the Ace of Coins, the 6 of Cups, which is Scorpio energy, and the 7 of Coins, which is Taurus energy. So with the Ace of Coins in this deck in particular, it makes me think of, seeing the potential in the situation and seeing that room for growth, the fertility of a connection. And with the 6 of Cups in this particular deck, it sticks out to me that there's 4 cups over there, and on the other side of that water where they're standing, we see 2 cups. So you think about that 2 of Cups energy versus the 4 of Cups energy, right? So it could just be saying for some of you, and maybe because you went on this journey to figure out what would make you happy, some of you might have actually gone back to this person, or you will shortly. Could be part of the Mercury retrograde theme that we'll have in February too. But yeah, because if we think about the 4 of Cups, it's usually, those offers coming your way, but you're not satisfied with them. So for some of you, this could definitely point to reconnection. But with the 7 of Coins here, I kind of get that energy where you might feel like they're maybe just a little bit behind you. So, whatever this growth cycle you might have gone through, the attraction and the desire for this person might have still been there, but when you guys reconnect, you might actually start to feel like, well, I'm not sure if they're quite at the level I'm at now, so it could just be a mismatch of energies in that regard. Now, I will say, since this is Taurus energy, it could just be saying that might be how you're perceiving the situation, especially given that we will be in the Mercury retrograde in February. So the message there could just be, maybe to give it a little more time, especially if this is the energy this person came out of in the past, where they might have been very shy and very slow to open up to you. Could be the same dynamic again, where you guys reconnect And you might feel like because they're not moving at the speed that you feel like you're moving at, you might feel like, oh, well, they're just, far behind or we're not on the same level. But it could just be cautioning you guys to have a little patience there. All right, present energy on their side, we have the Knight of Swords. So this is actually Gemini energy. So this is an indicator that for some of you, like I was saying, this could represent your energy on the right, and this could be the other person. But more than anything, again, Knight of Swords energy tends to come up a lot in my readings when there's a Mercury retrograde going on. So it could just be pointing to exactly that. So for some of you, it's actually going to be this person that does come back around and actually tries to get things off the ground with the connection. And it could just be saying that they might actually come across a little bit aggressively too. So, maybe that could be where the misunderstanding is. So yeah, I really feel like it could just be cautioning you guys to try to have a little patience during the retrograde, because this person might feel the need to come rush in, right? Like, okay, Gemini disconnected, right? And then they might try to, overcompensate for that now to where it might throw things out of balance again. But I don't necessarily think there's bad intentions there. I feel like it's them trying to meet you on your level, but it just might not come across that way. So that's primarily what I see there. All right. In the future position on your side, we see the Eight of Cups and the King of Cups. So this is actually Scorpio energy here, and then this is Pisces energy. So for some of you, this could just be pointing to a timeline, which is to say, by the time we get to Pisces season, you guys might actually withdraw from the connection again and, find yourselves being a bit closed off. And if that's the case, again, I feel like it's the same thing, which is to say you might feel like this person's just not ready, because what stands out to me here is those, all right, if I can get to focus. Those cups, well, I'll just explain it since it's being a pain, but those 7 cups there, all of the hearts are kind of filled in. And then with this cup over here by itself, it's not really filled in. So it could just be, again, that vibe that I pick up on it. You guys might feel like you're ready for something, whereas they're not. But what stands out to me, again, with that same theme with saying that, you might have to be a little patient, is look at how there's 7 cups here. So if you think about the 7 of cups, that usually represents confusion, not necessarily seeing the picture clearly, right? So I feel like that could be the cautionary thing there, which is to say, you might feel like they're not, but again, it just might not be that you're seeing the situation as clearly as you think. And like I said, with the Uranus in your 12th energy, along with Mars too, could just be adding to that energy where you might not be seeing things too clearly. So, by all means, you might end up just walking away from the connection anyway, but I would say, just try to be a little patient if you can. And the future energy on their side, we have the 7 of Wands and Judgment. So another thing just stands out to me with this now too, which is we see the 9 of Cups here, then the 8 of Cups. We saw the 8 of Wands there, then the 7 of Wands, so could just feel like you guys it's like a 1 step forward, 2 steps back type of dynamic that you guys have in this connection, where you could just have that difficulty getting on the same page with each other. But with the 7 of Wands here, it looks like they will actually be communicating with you again, trying to basically just try to get you to see their perspective on something. And with the Judgment card here, it looks like it's saying that even if you guys do separate, it looks like you might end up being brought back together down the line anyway. So probably another reason that I would say, try to be a little bit patient, because even if it's just one of those things where it's a karmic lesson you have to learn and then that would be the end of it, I feel like if you guys would separate before that lesson's integrated, by the time of the next retrograde, which is going to be in your sign actually, you'll be right back to square one basically. For some of you, it could even point to pregnancy potential as well. Keep that in mind. And the reason I say that is because at the bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Empress, and that makes me think of the fact that, between that and seeing the Judgment card, which I view as Scorpio energy, could just be saying that, if you guys interact in that way now, by the time we get to Scorpio season again, you guys, might actually be a parent by that point. So just something to think about there. And The bottom of the deck on your side is the Tower. Well, it's called Depression in this deck. But again, I feel like this is saying that it would be mostly self-imposed, to where I feel like it's just really cautioning you guys to have a little bit of patience, you know. And for some of you, given that we do see the Ace of Staves beneath that, could just be saying that maybe you do need to actually have a restart in this connection in a way. And that could even be what those, countdowns are too, going from the 9 to the 8 and then the 8 to the 7 there. Could just be saying that you guys might have to clear some things up and actually get a fresh start in the connection. So we'll see what the Oracle cards add to the mix though. First, we see if we get anything from the Aqua Moonlight deck here. And I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording. What I'm going to be looking for here is just some jumpers. First, we'll be looking for unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, I'll just take that as a sign to move on to the next deck. But sometimes we get additional messages here. All right, nothing coming up there. So next we'll see if we get any unspoken messages from them to you now. Nope, nothing there either. All right, so what we'll do now is grab a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and then we'll wrap up. In worst case, if we don't get one from here after I shuffle for a while, I'll just put the deck down and we'll grab one, because I do at least like to have one card from this deck before we wrap up. Alright, so yeah, I'll just put the deck down and we'll pull a card. So give me a few seconds to tune in, we'll pull one. Alright, go here. Okay, we have Chop Wood. There's the artwork, and the number is 42. Okay, it says being grounded in everyday experience, humility. The Oracle's message. There are times when the big dream is meant to lie dormant in your consciousness so that you can pay attention to the simple chores in your life. Consider why pruning a tree is the forerunner of delighting in the beautiful blooms when it is in full blossom. The mundane act of pulling off dead leaves, watering the soil, and then leaving it be to let nature take its course is an important step in manifestation. Taking your attention away from your goal brings you into a state of receptivity. This is the deeper purpose for releasing attachment. When you engage in everyday tasks in a meditative, contemplative way, you clear your energy to receive your aha moments, which brings you ever closer to what you seek. So, interesting message there, and again, that kind of gives me the vibe of what I was saying for some of you, where it might just require a little bit more patience on your part. So this looks like it's saying, don't necessarily feel like if things aren't perfect right now that they won't get there at some point. You just might need a little more patience with this person. The relationship message says nothing is as important right now as just doing what you need to do day to day. Let your heart remember that not everything has to be hard-won, passionate, or even obviously meaningful. Relationships and friendships go through lulls when the everyday tasks are at the center of awareness. That is perfect now. Hold hands, wash dishes, make a fire, read a book, share a meal, say nothing, stare into space, pick up socks, tell a dumb joke, and leave space to breathe. The work of your relationship right now is very simple. Just to be present. Funny how it takes work to just be. All is well, really. So yeah, I feel like that's primarily what it's saying. Like I said, you might feel like you and this other person are moving at different speeds right now, and it looks like that might actually lead to some frustration for you guys. But again, I feel like the main message there, from what I was picking up on, and then also with the messages in this oracle card, is to just try to be a little bit patient, and things should work out fine for you guys. So, hope it resonated with you. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.